coming soon to this theater. It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What is up, everybody? What's going on? Doing a little surprise stream here. Surprise! Yeah, I just wanted to do a little unboxing video since I got some stuff to unbox. You have to forgive me. I'm having a little hot toddy because it is cold and it is dry. It is super friggin' dry right now. Basically feel like a piece of beef jerky on the East Coast. It's just been really crispy, like not in a good way. So, getting my drink on and my tea on, and feeling mellow. That's how I feel tonight on this Monday night. I'm feeling mellow, and I'm a mellow type of fellow, but always in charge, like the Big Daddy Kane. And look, I got a big toy collection. The crap that you always see behind me, that ain't nothing. That's the tip of the iceberg. Over time, it's gotten whittled down. I give stuff away a lot. You know, if I'm a fan of something, but somebody else is like, "You got that," and they're like a super fan, I got to give it up. Also, the children of friends put a big dent in it, right? Because, you know, the people bring their kids over, and so I bust out the bins of toys for them to play with. They would fall in love with shit, with shit, and, you know, it's just like, what are you going to do? Then you're going to fucking take it's like, no, kid, I got to take that toy back and make you cry, and so I can throw it in the closet so it can collect dust. So, but still, my collection is a little, like, sad in terms of the fact that it's as big as it is. So years ago, I told myself, like, I'm not buying more toys. Like, the new rule, you only buy shit that you absolutely 100% have to have. Where you see it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna break the rule for this exception. And one of those exceptions for me has been the return of Mego and a new line of Hammer horror figures that they've been doing. I'm talking about Hammer. I said Hammer. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm a very big Hammer horror stan. For those of you who are not in the know, Hammer Studios was a British film studio that specialized in making gothic horror films during like the 1950s up through the 60s and the 70s. Best known for their Dracula and Frankenstein franchises, although they made deals, actually. Basically, they're British remakes of like the Universal monster movies, except they're like generally better, or at least certainly their Dracula is way better than the original Dracula. But the original Universal Dracula, the one by Todd Browning, with Bela Lugosi, it's a friggin' snooze fest. And so is The Mummy with Boris Karloff, because it's basically just a remake of Dracula. Those are not good movies. The Hammer remakes, I insist, are way better. So, Ready Ghost. Let me see. Who is this? Ah, there they are. Those refined British gentlemen. Right? Got the Christopher Lee Dracula. I mean, this is like, here's the thing. The fact that Mego's making figures again, I grew up on all of these are the 8-inch figures. They're basically dolls. These were dolls actually some of the first dolls for boys. I think the first was the G.I. Joe. And then Mego came out, and these are not action figures because, these are more doll-like because they have actual clothing. And if you were a little kid, naturally you fucking stripped them naked to see what they had downstairs. And, you have the classic Ken doll. But look, see, even the shoes come off the feet. There's something a little cheesy, tacky about these in like a cool way, right? I had all of their superhero figures, all the Marvel. They did Marvel and DC. I had all the Marvel ones because the DC ones, DC comics at that time were pretty corny. I was more of like a Marvel kid, so I had the Fantastic Four. Also had their the Conan figure that had like actual hair. I don't know what they used for the hair. I thought it was human hair, but it had like hair. These were those are pretty cool. So evidently, the son of the guy that set up the company has revived it, and they're making like some really cool shit, including something I always dreamed of seeing, which was Hammer horror action figures. And there we have Peter Cushing. I know he's not officially knighted, which is something that our UK brethren should be severely admonished for. Like, people should take to the streets until he is knighted posthumously. So of course I had to grab these when they came out, and they are really cool. Like, you can see that there's like fuzzy, it feels like rabbit fur. I doubt it is. I hope it's not actually, but it feels like a rabbit fur collar here. So these are dope. These are really cool. Anyway, I got the new shit. The new shit today. First of all, Plague of the Zombies. This is a awesome Hammer movie. It's like one of the better non-franchise films. The mummies in this are, it should be pointed out, not of the George Romero flesh-eating variety. They're voodoo zombies. And they're basically created, they're basically created as cheap labor. like I'm not even exaggerating. But that is the main zombie that appears in the film, and a really shocking, really unforgettable moment. If you haven't seen it, you definitely should. And there's another Christopher Lee, The Mummy. And this is, it should be noted, in the Hammer movies, the mummy is not Imhotep from the first Mummy movie. He's Chorus from the Mummy sequels. And if you've seen the Mummy, you know it's boring as hell. Don't sleep on the sequels. The Mummy's Hand, the Mummy's Tomb, the Mummy's Ghost. Check those out. I would say that 2 of them are exceptional, and then the last one isn't awesome, but it has at least one scene that's going to make you just like drop your jaw. It's so cool. But overall, the Hammer. Let's see. I don't want to get too much light here. We can see that. Well, I am going to bust these. I'm going to bust these out. I actually already kind of loosened up most of these, so you're not going to have to watch me, carefully pry these from their bubble packs. And I am somebody, I'm sorry, if you get shit like this and you don't open it, really, come on now. It's like, no, I can't open it. It's an investment. No, fuck that. Toys are meant for playing, right? So I always keep the original packaging, but there's never a time I don't open shit because you have to. Like, this is the Christopher Lee Frankenstein figure. I don't know why it has a black and white background and here's a black and white shot, because this was one of the first. Actually, I think it was the first Hammer horror film, and certainly the first one that was in color. And or was it Dracula? I don't know. I get them mixed up. What can I tell you? You know, things get a little garbled in there every now and then. And then also from another famous Hammer horror film, The Reptile. This is a much cooler box, right? It's got the Moors and a good shot of that makeup, which I think was by Les Bowie. Evidently, the actress who played this character, this rather unfortunate girl who's suffering under an Indian curse that turns her into a snake woman, was claustrophobic. And so when Les Bowie was applying that makeup, every now and then she'd go, yeah, and like pry it off her face, and he'd have to start all over again, which I'm sure was maddening, but you know, poor girl couldn't help it. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's bust this one open. Let me commence to busting these out here. Let me move the camera. It's like toy porn. Yeah, baby. Hope you're all doing well tonight. I'm actually in really good spirits because I've had some work coming my way, and I'm gonna be able to sell my house, which is really fucking awesome. Looking forward to that. Moving someplace that's hopefully a little more chill, that doesn't have that crazy politics and high property taxes like New York does. Thinking about Pennsylvania right now. Thinking about a lot of places, actually. But let's see. First, yeah, because I already loosened these up. Check it out. Hey, Matt, I see you in the chat. What up, brother? What up, Apex? Anybody hanging out? What up, what up? Now, like I said, what's cool about these is that they're not action figures. They're more doll-like. Like I said, they come with clothes, right? Now, for instance, here she is. It's a very good sculpt. That's the thing about these two, is they're sort of cheaply made, but the sculpts are generally really good. Shoes come off. See her little green feet. Of course, you pervs are going to want to see up her dress. And classic Ken doll, Barbie doll. Let's see if she has a booty. Actually, she does have a booty. She has like a little green booty, little green butt cheeks. That kind of surprises me. They didn't give her panties. I'm not gonna like lift it higher and over her arms to like show her the boobs. I gotta leave something to the imagination here. But like I said, what I love about these is that these are actual dolls. And then we got, oh yeah, the Christopher Lee Frankenstein monster. Mute performance as the monster. The makeup is gruesome. Of course, it's meant to be shocking, and it really is shocking when you see it for the first time. But it really didn't afford Christopher Lee a lot of range of expression. It's still a really good performance. The way he moves around in this jerky fashion, you know, like it's like, you know, that basic principle that George Romero always cited, that if dead flesh were to be reanimated, were to get up and move around, it probably wouldn't move very well. And especially if it's a bunch of dead flesh that's been sewn together out of other pieces of, you know, numerous cadavers. There's this little wrap here. around him. I think that's to keep his coat. Oh, it's Velcro. Here, check it out. Hear that? So he's got this long coat, or a frock coat, actually, is what it is. It's interesting. This arm doesn't fully bend. This one does fully extend because it's trying to replicate. It's actually, these are actually really faithful to the films. These are obviously made by people who paid attention to these movies and paid attention to detail. Look at that. That is bitchin'. I'm sorry. I think this shit is dope. I always dreamed about having just having Hammer horror action figures to me is pretty badass. Having Hammer horror Mego figures, like actual, like official Mego, not just Mego style, that's the shit right there. So let's put him back. These are not getting blown up with firecrackers like my old G.I. Joes. Man, some of the shit that I had when I was a kid. If I had half of that stuff, I would be psyched, and other people would be psyched too, because I'm a hook people up. Here we got the Mummy. Check out what the Christopher Lee Mummy is like. Actually, you know what? Becoming a blind motherfucker. No, not really. I shouldn't complain. I had like 20/20 vision like most of my life. Now I have to wear reading glasses. Cry me a river. My bitch ass needs to drink a nice cold, refreshing glass of shut the fuck up juice when it comes to that shit. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, wow. This is really wow. His rotting cerements. This is a little clumsy, but you can see where this was. I guess where the spray paint missed it. This looks like it's been spray painted over, and there's little bits of that looks like mica almost, and I don't know if that's if that's supposed to be broken glass from this really famous scene where he just goes smashes right through like these French doors to get at Peter Cushing, or if it's just to make him crustier. But wow, this is actually kind of cool. The sculpt I'm not entirely crazy about. It doesn't look quite enough. I mean, you tell me. Yeah, it looks a little it's a bit off. It's a little off. Still, it is a Christopher Lee Hammer horror Mummy action figure. It's like it's a I can't say no to this shit, man. Let's see. Can he stand? I think maybe if I balance him. Does he bend at the waist? Not really. But yeah, no, I understand the idea because Karis is, supposed to be moving very stiffly. But yeah, I have a feeling you'd have to really break this in if you wanted it to be like an actual, like, playable toy. Because that's the thing for me is if it isn't an actual toy, if there's no articulation, hands are articulated. But like I said, listen to that. It's really crispy. Yeah, this is gonna. Yeah, like if I were a kid and I were gonna play with this the way a kid would, this would require some breaking in. Of course, I'm a grown ass man, but to me, it's still not a toy. If a kid can't pick this up and play with it, it's not a real toy. But I would say this is not a perfect toy, but this is still fucking dope. And I am psyched to get my fucking greasy mitts on it. You know, let's see. Oh yeah, and then of course we got the zombie from Plague of the Zombies. I'm gonna show you how I do this. What I do is I take a knife, anyone will do, and I just kind of go around the edge of the blister. I believe that's what these are called. And I just do a gentle separating motion. Like so. I'm sorry, if you're watching this, it's probably like watching fucking paint dry, but I love this part. It's where I get to show off some of my finesse. Oops. So you want to minimize any and all damage so that you can close this up again. Like I said, I always keep the boxes and all that crap, but you gotta bust them out. If you don't, I'm sorry, I don't respect you. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I haven't sniffed these yet. Don't really smell like anything, but that is a fantastic sculpt. That is really, really good. This is supposed to be this zombie right here from Hammer's Play, The Plague of the Zombies. Go check that out if you've never seen it. It's really, really good. See, the costume here is a shirt that has Velcro. That's another shit. Oh, check it out. There's a little Mego logo and some legal shit, TM and all that crap. Yeah, TM 2021 Hammer Horror, made in China, of course. So I would like to thank all of the slaves in China, you know, the ones that are trying to hurl themselves to their deaths, but, you know, can't because they set up nets to catch them to their asses. All the slaves in China who made this, you did a wonderful job. This is really, really dope. Wow. That's a great sculpt. And it's really nicely painted, too. Yeah, this is quality. Let's see. Yeah, he's got gray legs. Whole body is just made out of like gray plastic. I actually kind of wish that he had that chick that he carries in that scene and throws her body to the ground. If you've seen Plague of the Zombies, you will know the scene that I'm talking about, and you will remember the scene that this zombie appears in, which is pretty fucking unforgettable horror moment for sure. Yeah, man. So I don't know where I'm going to display these, but I'm going to display these at some point. Oh, man. Like I said, you know, I shouldn't be spending money on shit like this, but when it's something that, you know, that you wish you had when you were a kid, and suddenly it's there on the shelf or on the interwebs, and you're looking at it, and you're just like, oh, like, can I justify $16? 17? 18? Right? It's like, no, but if I only do this maybe once a year, so, you know, after this, I'm going to be a good boy. Unless they put out more Hammer shit, in which case I'm going to have to get it. Actually, I don't have the Phantom of the Opera figure that they put out of Herbert Long, because the mask doesn't look good. The sculpt doesn't look good. I'll probably end up getting it too, but I might wait until it like shows up on eBay or someplace like that for like $10 or something like that. Oh, I have a feeling speculators are going to pounce all over these. See, that's the other thing. When these come out, I have to grab them because it's like if I don't grab them now for like 16, $17, if I want them later, they're going to be like 50 or 100 because the fucking speculators that destroyed comic book collecting also fucking destroyed toy collecting. But then again, if it wasn't for them, they probably wouldn't be putting out shit like this. So I'm gonna move my camera so you can see my sexy face. All right, there's one thing I wanted to take a look at. Oh, what up, ID? Sup? Read your script. Well, not your script. The pages that you sent in. Nice work for shizzle. Dave definitely got it going on. Working on something real cool, but of course, my boy Matt, you got it going on like crazy. And yeah, I'm gonna read that thing that you sent me. I haven't yet because I just got like I want to say hit with a bunch of work because that would sound negative. I'm actually like people want to pay me to write comics for them. How freaking cool is that? But I'm not gonna forget about your stuff either. Wanted to take a quick look at. Let me see. Where is that? Where is that? That's a story. There it is. On Bloody Disgusting about a new horror-related comic with Elvis himself. Now, I'm kind of torn about this because on the one hand, I'm thinking, man, like I think these people might owe Joe R. Lansdale a check because this has Bubba Hotep written all over it. And I'm sure that Don Coscarelli is madder than a motherfucker right now because he wanted to do more Bubba Hotep movies. He wanted to do prequels, actually. He wanted to do Bubba Nosferatu. But fucking Bruce Campbell declined. And honestly, I think he was right too. I think Bubba Hotep's a great movie. Leave it at that. And don't potentially diminish its reputation by making sequels that might not be up to snuff. I mean, not that I wouldn't watch that shit. I'd watch the hell out of that. Of course I would. So I think this has Elvis as like a Hellboy character, where he's kind of like James Bond, but he's also, I think, fighting the supernatural. But here's the thing that's okay. You got Matthew McConaughey, all right, doing the voice of Elvis himself is here, and which sounds pretty cool. But here's what I really friggin' love about this is, I mean, come on, look at that. Yeah, I realize it's an ape with a gun and a bottle of Jack Daniels in the other hand. Of course, it's going to give me an erection. You know that, right? But this is Scatter. Scatter was Elvis's chimp. If you ever read Albert Goldman's biography of Elvis, and Mojo Nixon said, Albert Goldman kissed my butt, because it was like it had a lot of dubious claims. It was supposed to be like a warts and all biography, but it seemed like it was making some outrageous claims. One of them being that Elvis paralyzed a woman's breast with a pool cue. Yeah, I'm not laughing, but because he did that. I'm laughing because Albert Goldman said, well, there was a rumor that Elvis paralyzed one's breast with a pool cue. Fucking hell, man. But one thing's for sure, he did have a chimp, and the chimp was called Scatta. And there's even a room in the mansion, that is to say Graceland, called the Jungle Room. And I think that was a room that was like pretty much dedicated to Scatter the Chimp. So you got Elvis, guns drawn on him, like John Wick style, but he's also laying down some cards, like James Bond, right? Casino Royale. And then he's got fucking Scatter on his shoulders, smoking what looks like a joint. That doesn't look like a regular cigarette to me. And hoisting a bottle of Jack Daniels, and in the other hand, a big old Magnum. And he's got a scar down one side, over one eye, like he's been like a lot of like roughneck brawls, like knife fights. So yeah, you know, am I gonna watch this? Of course. You know, and it may be crap, but you know, let's take a quick look at the trailer. Actually,
every once in a while, man accomplishes the impossible. All it takes is someone with a dream.
Hope sound's coming through. If it's not, well, go check it out yourself. Not to be a dick.
Shit, fucking Elvis. Just an American dream.
Oh yeah. Yes, very famously, I think was made honorary FBI and given a badge by Richard Nixon. That did actually happen.
He can change the world.
So I guess this is using that as like as a springboard for like, what if Elvis was actually like a secret agent or some shit. Animation looks okay. It looks like highly stylized, with you know, Alex Toth style, which is fine.
You think he's ready? Your training starts now, Randy. Keep an eye on Elvis for me. Will do.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit of an Archer vibe from this, a little bit. You know, which I'm not. I'm just, you know. I see. I understand why people like Archer. It's just not my thing. It's like Family Guy. Like, people are shocked I've never watched a single episode of Family Guy. I'm sorry. The fucking animation is fucking hideous. It just looks ugly. It's ugly to look at. I can't watch it. There's too much good animation out there these days for me to watch ugly animation. Whoa, TCB belt buckle, I think. Let's see. TCB in a flash. I see. It's by the into the Spider-Verse people. Okay, but it doesn't look like computer animation. It's different. It looks hand drawn to me. But
how does this pen work?
He's did the hair lip there.
Might just be a really nice pen.
Yep, just a pen.
Well, all right.
Oh, Scatter's gonna pull that trigger.
Oh no! Oh no, Scatter!
God damn it, Scatter! I was gonna say if he didn't talk.
Okay, all right, yeah. This is, yeah. I'm gonna watch the shit out of this. Yeah, I mean, Scatter, Scatter, all heavy on the trigger. God damn. So not only does this have Scatter as his main man, as his like goon, as Scatter's just straight out fucking just thugging it.
Scatter's gonna pull that trigger. God damn it, Scatter! I was gonna say if he didn't talk.
Fuck you want from me? Oh man. So yeah, this does look. yeah. I'll watch that. Yeah, I'll watch the shit out of that. What the hell? What the hell? All right. All right, folks. I think I am going to go play some video games. Get my ass ready for bed. See you guys in the chat. What up, ID? What up, Matt? He allegedly worked with the CIA. Well, I didn't hear anything about that. Well, I mean, a lot of people have. So, you know, Joe Bob Briggs worked with the CIA. Like, like that, not the CIA, I'm sorry. Joe Bob Briggs worked with the FBI to like bring down like a Ku Klux Klan chapter that was like up to like some bad shit. So if Joe Bob Briggs had worked for the CIA for the FBI, I could see Elvis working for the CIA. It wouldn't be that crazy. And what was it? I think it was not Betty Crocker. What am I thinking? Julia Child, the very genteel cooking show host that was on the BBC, was like a MI5 or MI6 agent during World War II. And another guy that was MI5 or MI6 was Christopher Lee, who also was, I think, related by marriage to Ian Fleming. Anyway, yeah, you can tell I'm rambling. But anyway, I'm a bug out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Just wanted to do a little unboxing and a little hanging out, too. So anyway, I will probably see you folks. I'll catch you folks later, and then of course this week, this next Saturday, we're doing Train to Busan on Horror Movie Club. So I'm going to be posting something about that soon. And I also posted my review of Skinamarink, so go check that out as well. And so until then, peace, love, and metal.